Good morning. Welcome to Monday morning meditation. So good to be here with you as always. Ah, my goodness. It is almost October. Can you believe how fast this year has gone? Very quickly, very quickly. I was watching a video last night by, I'm gonna think of his name and I'm gonna get it wrong. So I will try to remember it the best that I can. Richard, I think his first name is Richard Hawkins. Anyway, he's a spiritual teacher, wonderful, wonderful soul who's no longer with us in form, but has lots of his teachings on YouTube, just in, 2 to 4 minute clips. It's really great for our recent attention span. Anyway, the video I was watching yesterday, he was saying that he's a psychiatrist by training, and his spiritual work came from his own journey. And he was saying that we only use the thinking part of our brain is actually only 2% of our brain. So 98% of our brain isn't involved in all the thoughts that are going on in our mind. So he made the joke about meditation and quieting our minds. He said, really, it's not that big of a deal, right? We're only working with 2% of what we have available to us. So it's not that big of a deal to put it in perspective for us. But it feels like a big deal because he says, because we've been hypnotized into believing all the thoughts that are going through our mind. So if a fear pops into our head, we believe it, we follow it, we get involved and all wrapped up into it, while in the meantime, 98% of our brain is chill, just making our organs run, moving our bodies when we tell it to, and all of that just happens. So he joked in his video. He's adorable. He just giggles and laughs all the time. It's so great. But he was saying in his video that he said, so just find the 98% of your brain and hang out there. And I was thinking, well, that's what we do on Mondays. And hopefully in our everyday meditation, we're just hanging out with the quiet part of our internal world rather than the busyness. And we're letting that 2% do its thing, just letting those float by, those thoughts, emotions, opinions, worries, all of the happenings that just are more habitual. He calls it being hypnotized. I call it the mind habit, right? Um, we're just used to those thoughts. We're used to following those thoughts. We're used to um, just jumping into whatever they're telling us in the moment. And so we are working on, not even working on, just hanging out with that 98% of our brains that are in the flow of what's happening. They're in the moment, not dragging us to here or there, just being in the moment. So we're going to hang out with that 98% of our brain body system that is in the flow. That system that's in the flow already. So I invite you, not much talking today. I invite you to just relax in your chair where you are. Take a couple of deep breaths. And we're just unplugging from that 2% of the brain that is busy and thinking, and just bringing our attention inward into our center. And you can think of that as the 98% of the brain that is quiet. You can think of that as your heart center, as your grounded feet on the floor or bottom in the chair, whatever feels like your center this morning, wherever you feel that quiet the most right now, let that be your center. And as you feel yourself being fully in the space of that center, just feel your breath, breathing in that quiet, breathing out that quiet. When the mind wanders, just bring it back to that quiet center where 98% of you abides. 98% of your presence, your being lives. This quiet part within lives and moves in the flow 24/7. It's the small mind that distracts us from this flow, from being aware of it, from trusting it. And our job is just to bring ourselves back to that 98% that is whole, calm, grounded, and trusting. And that 98% of us is our wholeness. It's 100% of our wholeness. And if you can continue with your meditation time this morning, I invite you to do so. Just keep experiencing that 98% of the stillness that is happening all the time. present all the time. And if you need to go about your day, just know that this 98% of that quiet stillness, flow within is with you all the time. I invite you to tap into that throughout the day, every day, not letting the little 2% of mind busyness pull around the rest of that 98% of wholeness, stillness, peace, presence. This is a huge retraining of our mind body system that is so used to being the dog wagged by the tail, the mountain being stirred by the molehill. Instead, be the mountain, overshadowing all molehills. That is the truth of who we are anyway. And we take this experience, this presence, this knowing with us throughout our day, throughout our week. Thank you for being here with me today. So grateful for you for our time together and just this opportunity to gather and meditate together. We each add our presence and energy to this time, and it makes it very powerful. So thank you. Have a wonderful week. I will see you next week. Bye bye.